2023 edition of World Textiles Journal will provide information about the textile business environment in America, Asia and Europe. With me, Chloe Adelaide and the World Textiles Journal team. From the Americas, my colleague, Suzanne Santana will report news related to Ineos acetyls, Huntsman, cotton market and the latest conditions of the United States economy. Please Suzanne, the time is yours.
Thank you, Chloe. Eastman Chemical Company has signed a definitive agreement to sell its Texas City operations to Ineos Acetyls, a global leader in acetic acid and related chemicals. The deal, valued at $490 million, includes approximately $415 million in cash at closing, with the remainder distributed in equal installments over the first and second anniversaries of the closing. Eastman will retain ownership of its plasticizer business at the site, with Ineos operating it under the agreement. Both companies have also signed a memorandum of understanding to explore a long-term agreement for supplying vinyl acetate monomer, VAM, to Eastman. The sale, pending regulatory approvals and customary closing conditions, is expected to close in Q4 2023. Eastman anticipates the proceeds will be used for debt repayment, with the sale likely to boost adjusted earnings per share in 2024. The 2023-24 Cotton, World Markets and Trade Report by the U.S. Department of Agriculture reveals challenges for the global cotton industry. Production has declined for the second consecutive month, now at 112.4 million bales, primarily due to decreased outputs in various regions, including the United States, India, and Mexico. Consumption is forecasted to decrease by 1.1 million bales to 115.9 million, influenced by diminishing supplies in key consumer nations. Global trade projections have also been adjusted downward to 43.3 million bales due to reduced consumption in major importing countries. The U.S. is experiencing an export decline, reaching an 8-year low of 12.3 million bales. Global ending stocks are expected to decrease to 90.0 million bales. Despite these challenges, the U.S. season average farm price is projected to increase by 1 cent to 80 cents per pound for the 2022-23 period. Huntsman Corporation has commenced construction on a 30-ton Muralin carbon nanotube materials plant. The facility, one of the largest of its kind in the Americas, will convert methane gas into carbon nanotubes and clean-burning hydrogen. This advancement in Muralin technology represents a significant step towards industrial-scale production in sustainable materials. The Muralin carbon nanotube materials have various applications, from aerospace to automotive, with attributes like lightweight, strength, and conductivity. Additionally, the manufacturing process produces clean hydrogen as a byproduct, contributing to lower CO2 emissions in various industries. The heightened probability of a U.S. recession in the coming year poses risks for various emerging markets, EMs, especially in Latin America, while robust U.S. consumer demand has benefited Mexico. Factors such as high interest rates are likely to dampen this support. In Europe, a weakening Eurozone, particularly impacting Hungary and Poland, has resulted in declining GDP, driven by decreased exports and deteriorating manufacturing production. In Asia, China's slowed growth, projected at 4.8% for 2023, may impact several economies, though a focus on domestic activity could mitigate the impact. Despite slowing inflation in most EMs, high real interest rates may provide some room for monetary policy adjustments in the face of an economic downturn.
Thank you, Suzanne. Hopefully there will soon be improvements to economic conditions in the United States. The next news from the Asian region that will be conveyed by my colleague, Ashna Deptakana, is related to the condition of the textile industry in the Asian region, especially from Vietnam, India, China and Indonesia.
Thank you, Chloe. The first Asia Textiles news came from India. India is making significant strides towards its renewable energy goals, with Minister R.K. Singh announcing that the country is set to achieve its 500 gigawatts renewable energy target ahead of the 2030 deadline. Currently, India boasts 188,000 megawatts of non-fossil capacity, with an additional 88,000 megawatts in the installation process. To reach its net zero emissions target by 2070, India will require a substantial $15 trillion investment, as outlined in the FICCI Deloitte report India's Energy Transition Pathways, a net zero perspective. This investment will focus on grid decarbonization, industrial decarbonization, and transport transition, addressing the majority of India's emissions. Lenzing Group is increasing production of eco-friendly viscose fibers at its Purwakarta site in Indonesia. These fibers, part of Lenzing Ecoviro and Vyosal brands, are EU Ecolabel certified, catering to environmentally conscious consumers. PT South Pacific Viscose, the site in Purwakarta, Indonesia, significantly reduces sulfur emissions, CO2 footprint, and is set to cut wastewater. Lenzing aims to meet the growing demand for textiles with a lower environmental footprint. The proximity to value chain partners reduces the overall carbon footprint of the textile supply chain. Lenzing also plans to produce Lenzing Ecoviro Black specialty fibers, which will reduce water and energy usage in fabric dyeing. Vietnam's fabric exports to Turkey have faced a significant slowdown in 2023. In the first quarter, Q1, of the year, exports dipped to $6.457 million, marking a noticeable decline from previous figures. The situation worsened in early Q2, specifically in April and May, with exports plummeting further to a mere $3.21 million. This decline is in stark contrast to the peak witnessed in 2022, when Vietnam's fabric exports to Turkey more than doubled, reaching an impressive $49.167 million. In 2022, Turkey held the position of being Vietnam's 8th largest fabric market. However, as of 2023, it has slipped to 11th place, reflecting the substantial drop in exports to this key trading partner.
Thank you, Ashna, for the highly valuable information you have provided. It is undeniable that the Asian region stands as the epicenter of growth within the global textile industry. Hence, we hereby disseminate this valuable information, with the sincere hope that it proves beneficial for your esteemed business. We express our gratitude for your viewership and eagerly anticipate delivering additional enlightening content through our esteemed platform. Kindly bear in mind to share and subscribe to our channel, as it would greatly contribute to our collective growth. With warm regards, Chloe Adelaide for World Textiles Journal.